This is a tax bit from the Vermont Department of Taxes. Do you shop online, or do you ever buy taxable items in other states and bring them back to Vermont? If the answer is yes to one or both of these questions, there is a possibility you owe Vermont use tax. What is use tax? When a seller does not charge the buyer the 6% Vermont sales tax on an item taxable in Vermont, the buyer must pay Vermont use tax, also 6%. Taxable items sold over the internet, by mail order, by phone, or bought out of state and used in Vermont generally qualify. Vermont sales and use tax is destination-based. This means one of the following must happen for the purchased item to be subject to sales and use tax. The buyer takes possession of the item in Vermont. The buyer purchases the item outside of Vermont and then brings it into Vermont. The buyer has the item delivered or shipped to Vermont. If you don't pay at least 6% sales tax when you buy a taxable item, then you owe Vermont use tax. This happens when a seller or vendor doesn't collect Vermont's 6% sales tax, or when you buy an item in a state with a lower or no sales tax. Vermont use tax is the same as sales tax, 6%. The amount owed is the difference between Vermont's tax rate and the tax rate in the state where you bought the items. If you paid more than Vermont's 6% tax in another state, you do not owe any use tax to Vermont. Vermont does not provide refunds for sales tax paid in other states. If you aren't sure how much sales tax you paid when visiting another state, you can find out at avalara.com. How do I pay use tax? You can easily pay use tax on the IN-111 Vermont's income tax form when you file every year. If you know you paid all applicable sales tax for the filing year, there is a checkbox to certify that you do not owe use tax. Check the box certifying that you do not owe any use tax only if you paid sales tax of 6% or more on all taxable purchases made online or in another state or country, or you made no online taxable purchases or purchases in another state or country during the tax year. You can file an income tax return using online software or use a paper form. Get forms and information at tax.vermont.gov/forms. Some Vermont municipalities add a 1% local option tax to the state sales tax, but this doesn't apply to use tax. Don't report purchases of cars, motorcycles, campers, or other motor vehicles on the IN-111. Purchase and use tax is paid to the DMV when you register your vehicle. Here are a couple of hints. Some online retailers collect Vermont sales tax on behalf of the state. Check the invoice to see if you already paid Vermont sales tax. Can't find an invoice? Many online vendor websites have a purchase history feature. Charges for shipping or delivery of taxable items are also taxable. If all items in a package are exempt from sales tax, then the delivery charge is likewise exempt from use tax. For more information about use tax, please visit tax.vermont.gov and search for use tax. This has been a Vermont Department of Taxes tax bit.